Now supported by Purple Door Creations. Purple Door Creations is an incubator for creatives. 5 brands under one roof. Purple Door Creations, making the world beautiful, one dream at a time. Today is a good day to believe in yourself.
Need to catch up on past episodes? No problem. Live Life in the Purple is on Mixcloud and now on iHeartRadio. Choose your favorite way to enjoy Live Life in the Purple because positivity, it's a movement, baby.
It has been said that there's a time for everything under the sun. Well, right now, sit back and relax because it's time for Love Speaks with them Love. these lessons are happening for us, not to us. You have to think of life like a video game sometimes. She says you need to unlock the lesson that's in front of you before you can move on to the next level. Many times we try to manifest our way out of problems so we don't have to really confront them. Wow. But that's just sticking your head in the sand. You're avoiding the very thing you need to conquer the most. There you go. So when you try to manifest your way past something that you have so much fear and resistance around, it's not going to work. All the positive vibes in the world can't make up for the fact that you're deeply afraid of the problem. That was interesting when I read that from her. That really hit me because fear is at the base of a lot of things. It's the iceberg that's mostly beneath the surface. Okay, it's a part of our reasons why we don't go hard for something, or we think we're going hard, but there's that other room that nobody sees but you, that's inside of you, that you have not opened that door, because that is the unknown. And I'm terrified. I'm shaking in my boots. That is my worst case anything. But often, folks, beyond that is freedom, because you cannot be afraid of that again once you conquer it. I've been there. Talking to you is getting over fear that I had to be drugged and beat to. But I'm here. Now taking it a step further. The world. We've got this thing called social media. And if you do anything wrong on social media, you can become a laughingstock. That stops a lot of people. Fear. So to our guest, what do you think about fear?
Well, that's amazing. Fear, I have discovered in trying different things, entrepreneur-wise, anything in life, once I get so close, I discovered that I begin to push myself back.
Self-sabotage.
Yes. So once I accomplish something, I'll go from wanting something so bad to wishing it could happen to actually see it manifesting, to see it happening. And then once it begins to happen, let's use an example of a t-shirt. If I wanted to design t-shirts, I make a t-shirt, I get the machine, and when it's done, I'm like, wow. And then I'm frozen. I had all these ideas before I ordered the machine, before I got it. So what's stopping me now? Why am I not continuing? Why am I not soaring? But then there's that fear of success. We all desire it. We all want it. But then you get...
What she says here, she says self-sabotage is a sign that you're not in alignment. Your thoughts, feelings, and words, remember I said earlier, and actions are all doing different things. So you can't really blame universe, God, for being confused here. You're sending out very mixed signals. So do you really want your intention? If you don't, that's cool. But you have to understand that that's why your manifesting experiment didn't work. And she says, of course, if you really do want it, then it's time to start making positive action. Have faith. Step into your dream and start acting as if. Key words. Catherine.
Ooh, okay. Well, there's so much here. I can be my own terrorist in my mind. I mean, the fear that holds me back more than that is my big monster, right? And I think that tackling it you do have to be your own heroine in your own life story. I mean, you are slaying your own dragons. There's nothing, what do they say? That there's nothing worth meaningful.
Anything worth having is worth doing, or something like doing is worth having.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if it's hard to do, the things worth doing are usually the hardest to tackle. Yeah. And you're proudest of yourself when you get there. That is the journey, right? And so pushing past the hopelessness, but also that's rooted in this fear that you can't slay that dragon. It's gotten the best of you. This week, I'm with you in this sense, in love, about feeling is my dragon just? My dragon's big this week.
When I tell you, this was heavy. It was so heavy I couldn't write it out.
Yeah.
It was so bad. It was so big. I was like, we need to talk about this in a different way than we've been talking about it. We're not done. We still got more. So if you didn't finish your thought, we're going to come back to you because I've got one more thing, and then we can all discuss it together. Marilyn has to sound in on this as well. If it's your first time listening in, thank you. I appreciate you. Hang out. We got a lot more. We're going to wrap this up, but wrap the segment up. And we're coming back for more discussion. I'm grateful you chose to listen to Love Speaks. This segment was developed with your and my well-being in mind. Please follow me on social media. I am MLUVWALL on Facebook, as well as Live Life in the Purple on Instagram. I've been working on that. LLITP on Twitter. Additionally, please make sure to like IBNX Radio on all social media. Hey, remember when things get tough for you and you want to give up? No pressure, no diamonds. Happy living and peace to you.
You're listening to IBNX, IBNXradio.com. The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music. Hey, what's up? It's Jay-Z.
Hey, I'm Mariah Carey.
Hey, it's Katy Perry.
It's your boy T.I.P., man. Get in. It's your boy Sean Kingston.
What's up, y'all? I'm Beyonce.
This is Nicki Minaj, and I'm in the mix with
IBNX Radio.
Thank you for tuning in to the IBNXradio.com network. Stay tuned for more positive programming with M Love and Team Purple on Live Life in the Purple. Positivity. It's a movement, baby.
Positivity is the movement. Thank you so much for joining us. So we were talking, the subject was when what we need is not coming fast enough. And I started with this quote: don't chase, don't beg, don't stress, don't be desperate. Just relax. And when you relax, it will come to you. Make your wants want you. And I likened it to a relationship. If you have this clawing, needy relationship with somebody or something physical, that doesn't feel good for that individual. It wouldn't feel good for you. That's not something you want to rush home to. Okay? So think about what we're vibing out. What are we putting off? What do we feel like to the receiver of our thoughts and prayers? One other thing, then we're going to have a more discussion. Another reason on the subject of manifestation, why you may not be getting it, divine timing. There's always a plan, okay? And it says sometimes we have to be patient or wait for a certain series of events to unfold before you can get what you want. You know, have you ever been cooking dinner and the baby has seen the brownies come in the house or come out of the oven and they want them now? And you're like, dinner comes first. And they're like, I want them now. You know, and they don't understand, and the tantrum starts because they're not there yet to understand that, you know, you have things in order. And I'm going to give you a brownie at 6:30 when dinner is done. So, and that's how we can be sometimes. I want it now. I want a living room set now, and I have no house to put it in, no apartment. I have nothing. You know, it doesn't make sense. And sometimes, as smart as we are, we're not all knowing. It says you must also surrender yourself up to the universe, God. Trust in fact that everything will happen in due time. This was key for me, this next statement. The biggest catch-22 of manifesting is learning how to let go and how not to be overly thirsty for what you want while still maintaining your chill, I like the way she wrote that, and keeping your vibe high. So concentrate on that, not on trying to force something that you might not be actually ready for. Wow, it was tough to hear because we're adults and we're in control, right? Mm-hmm. You got a license, you can get in your car and drive wherever you want in the world. And to hear that it's not your time yet isn't always good because we need this thing, remember? So it's about staying in alignment, getting in alignment, going within yourself and questioning and asking the hard question, why is this? Why do I want it so bad? What is it about it? And checking your vibe. As I said, you don't want to be vibing out that needy frequency. It's counterintuitive to what you want. Okay, so last week we talked about how what you resist you get more of, and I think the actual meme, the saying I got that from, says what you resist persist, this is the same thing. It's not going to happen for you for a number of reasons. Any one of those, you have to decide and find out where you are in it. But I also, I just enjoyed this. This is helping me so much to just, like I said, be 100% with you guys and just talk about something that I know if you're an entrepreneur, if you're creative, you need this because we're all there, okay? Marilyn, behind the glass, you're miming at me. I know you got something to say.
I thought you weren't going to let me talk.
I'm sorry. I've got this microphone, and, you know, my voice in my ear mesmerizes me, and I keep talking.
It's okay. We talk all the time, constantly anyway, so it seems like we've already talked about all
have.
I'm just going to hit on one point. One of the 6,227 things that align with what you're talking about with me, it's about the journey and waiting for the right time and trusting the journey. Yes, we want everything all at once, but we don't know we're not ready. And so when it doesn't come when we want it, and we get things that we didn't expect or want and are unpleasant and not what we had in our brain that was supposed to be looks like success or this isn't the end product, I think it's really hard to say this is a lesson. It's pointing me in the right direction. It's giving me the time I need. So somebody's radio is not on mute. That's funny. Good job. So I think that it's really important that we learn to trust, and I think that I do that every day, over and over. I learn to trust over and over and remind myself over and over to trust in the journey and realize that whatever is happening, I'm learning from it, and I'm being kept from failure. Instead of feeling failure, I need to feel gratitude. Yay, flat tire traffic.
That is so annoying when she does that, but it's so true.
It's annoying.
We changed our state on the way over here. And we listened to something funny, and we changed our state. Instead of vibing out frustration, we started being happy.
And we did it before Tony Robbins taught me how to do it or validated that was what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, so, So my encouragement to everyone is just hang in there. If we could only see the end point, but we can't. And I think it's a blessing that we don't, right? Because it's about the journey. It's about all the beautiful people that we collect along the way while we're bumping our heads. I met my entire team bumping my head, you know, just going out there trying stuff, and they were doing the exact same thing. This entire building, everyone that enters in this building in IBNX are entrepreneurs in some manner, some fashion, some creative, and they are all striking out, trying something. And I love it. It's so beautiful. Some of us are in the daytime, some of us in the evening time because they have jobs and things like that. And we're all in here encouraging each other doing the same thing. So I encourage you to, number one, make sure that the people that you're around are encouraging you to follow your dreams and do what makes you happy. Yeah, 40 years on the job is great. That's wonderful. And you racked up, if there's 401k for you out there. But I know so many people that did that and still were not happy. Inside, they still wanted to be an artist, you know, and they just always wanted to know. Well, you don't have to do that. You can try it. Any number of ways you feel to do it, you can do it. And you can change the energy around yourself and make what you want happen. I believe in you. That's what this whole show is about, believing in you. And I'm sure that throughout the show, we're going to have this subject come up because these brilliant minds in front of me, or I'm looking at the word manifest, I'm looking at the word faith. I'm just so excited to be here. So that's my time. And we're moving on. All right. So what we got up next, Mara?
Well, we are going to take a short break, and we're going to listen to some Caleb Minter during that break, who's one of our favorite indie artists. And then we will be back with a little bit from Rodney, who is our historian, who will tell us about some special birthdays and a lot more to go today on Live Life in the Purple on the IBNXradio.com network.
If you're not listening to Word of Mind Radio, then you're seriously missing out. Hosts Trey Grizzy and Nine Ether share their perspectives on everything from social issues that affect our communities to relationships and trends that affect us all. guaranteed to teach you something new. Word of Mine is engaging.
The only way that we can do this is do it together. So I love you.
We all love you for sharing.
Empowering.
Somebody dropped the ball somewhere because we want our kids to forget the struggles that we went through. But the struggles that we went through is what got us to where we are now.
And definitely entertaining.
You know, she probably got one of them wholesome names like Gertrude, but back in the day they called her Gertie. They called her
Dirty Gertie.
Dirty Gertie. Flirty Gertie. You know what I mean?
Y'all are horrible.
Yeah.
Tune in and learn up every Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only on IBNX Radio.
This is Robbie Williams, educator and social activist. You're listening to Live Life in the Purple on the IBNXradio.com network. Positivity. It's a movement, baby. The first African-American woman elected to a state senate anywhere in the United States, elected, not appointed, to the Michigan State Senate, Cora Mae Brown. Happy birthday. Former professional Hall of Fame basketball player and author. He was born Lou Alcindor, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Happy birthday. The first black woman to earn a doctorate in psychology from Columbia U. Her research and thesis were instrumental in the 1954 Brown versus Board of Education Happy birthday, Mamie Phipps Clark. Hip-hop pioneer and founder of Zulu Nation, born Kevin Donovan. Amen Ra of hip-hop, Africa Bombata. Happy birthday. Hall of Fame blues musician, Clarence Gatemouth Brown. And another American record producer, music executive, co-founder of Death Row Records, who was born Marion Suge Knight Jr. Happy birthday. Hall of Fame jazz vibraphonist and band leader, the Lionel Hampton, the first African-American elected to the Wyoming State Legislature. Her achievements include establishing the MLK Jr.'s birthday as a state holiday there. Harriet Liz Bird, happy birthday. R&B singer, songwriter, and producer, winner of 12 Grammy Awards with over 25 million albums sold, Luther Vandross, happy birthday. And finally, Hall of Fame gospel singer-arranger, Clara Mae Ward, happy birthday.
What's up? This is Yo Sister. I live life in the purple with M Love and Team Purple on IBNXradio.com network. Positivity. It's a movement, baby.
Welcome to Positive News, a place to hear the news that brings a smile, focuses on accomplishments, and sheds light on positivity in our world.
What barriers keep you from the dreams you have? Sometimes we end up doing whatever comes our way in life just to have a job, to make money, to be compliant, or to live up to someone else's expectations. Sometimes it may seem like there's no way to reach your own personal dream. And this woman I'm about to talk about had all the odds stacked against her and even attempted taking her own life. Aisha Champs is a single mother of 5 who has overcome some of the most devastating losses. Champs had always wanted to be a lawyer since she was 7 years old, but her rocky upbringing as a teenager stacked the odds against her. She says, I really didn't have any stable guidance at that time. My mom was addicted to drugs, my dad was deceased, and I was homeless. I lived in foster care at one time, and then I lived with friends or whoever would take me in. Then I got pregnant with the first of my 5 children, and things just went from there. She got started in her life as a single mom by dropping out of high school and landing a job at a call center. And then at age 24, when she was pregnant with her 4th child, she endured another devastating set of tragedies. Champ's house burned down, she lost her job, her mother died of a stroke, and the father of her children passed away from cancer. It was at that point in her life that she tried to take her own life. Shortly after her suicide attempt, however, she received a phone call from the pastor of her church. Pastor Louise Holman called me one day, Champs explained, and said that God told her that God had said for her to go back to school and get her GED and become the lawyer that she had always wanted to be. Champs recalled, I thought it was a little crazy because I was too old and I had 3 children, a 4th on the way. And not only that, but Champs said that she had never told her pastor about her childhood dream of becoming a lawyer. She enrolled in school and acquired her GED. Next, she took classes at Houston Community College before going on to attend the University of Houston downtown. And finally, after years of hard work, the 33-year-old mother is due to graduate magna cum laude from the Texas Southern University's Thurgood Marshall School of Law in May, just 9 years after her suicide attempt. As a means of celebrating the exciting occasion, Champs posed for a series of photos with her 5 mini lawyers, her children, to whom she credits her success. I took my pictures with the kids, she said, because they helped me through school, and they're graduating too, she joked. They would help me review with flashcards while I cooked. They would sit as a mock jury while I taught them what I had learned that day. And I would sit in my closet and pray and cry because I was overwhelmed. And my oldest son, David, would gather his siblings, give them a snack, make them take a bath, gather their school clothes, all to make things easier for me. And I had no knowledge of him doing that until I went to do it myself. I see a young woman who knows that the odds were stacked against her. However, because of my faith in God, because of my support system, Champ said, I did not just overcome them, I destroyed them.
Wow, that story is one of the reasons why I started the segment Positive News. Wow. Because we are inundated day after day with so much news, and not much of it makes you feel like, yeah, for the next guy. Mm-hmm. At the end of the news, there's a little, if you miss it, it's gone. So we devoted time in this show to have stories like that. That is so beautiful. And my mind goes further thinking about how those children's lives could have gone easily this way. Mm-hmm. And now, because of their moms pursuing and persisting and not taking her own life, they all may be college graduates. Yes. Because of that. Awesome. Beautiful. Our next story. Has anyone been experiencing the Girl Scout cookie screeching at Walmarts and grocery stores? It's that time of the year, and Girl Scout cookies are being pushed, peddled, and pleaded to be sold. Now, those proceeds go to the troops so they can continue their activities. And yeah, I know it's crack. Those Samoas need to be outlawed. Mm-hmm. But what do Girl Scouts do? Well, Troop 6000, which just formed in New York City, is selling their cookies in Union Square. How did they get this primo spot? Well, the Girl Scout Troop 6000 all live in homeless shelters around the city. If I can get through this without crying, I'm good. This troop was formed in 2017 with the help from the city's Department of Homeless Services, and it is the first Girl Scout troop in the U.S. dedicated to serving homeless girls and women. Wow. From the beginning, the troop has been asking to sell cookies to raise money, but cookie delivery and safety for the girls proved to be a big challenge. When living a transient lifestyle, it's not a convenient place to be thinking about cookie logistics for many of the girls of New York. Storage and transportation are issues families without garages or cars face. So they thought about how they can be more innovative and provide a space so that cookie logistics doesn't have to be one of those priorities. So Troop 6000 is made up of hundreds of girls ages 5 to 17. So to jumpstart their own cookie selling program, powers that be were able to get them a booth at Kellogg's New York City Cafe in the touristy Union Square area. A large space on the second floor allows girls to safely sell their wares while raising money for their troop. The girls' initial goal was to sell at least 6,000 boxes in honor of their troop's name, Troop 6000, right? But after reaching their goal Wednesday night, 6,000 boxes of cookies sold Wednesday night. The Scouts aim to double it by the end of the weekend. So, Troop 6000 hopes to eventually serve 500 girls and women at 15 sites across New York City this year. If you miss out on the cookie sales, you can help to support the troop directly. You can make a donation to Troop 6000 at girlscoutsnyc.org. Wow. They had given themselves a week, 7 days, to sell 6,000 boxes, and they sold it by Wednesday.
Amazing. Wow.
Homeless girls and women. This is just, it's the year of the female. That's all I can say. It's the year of the female, right?
Go Girl
Wonder
Scouts.
Women, that's right. Go Girl Scouts, go girls. And again, the valuable lessons that they are learning. Entrepreneurialism. Mm-hmm. They're learning to motivate themselves. They're not looking at their circumstances, but they're looking to help others. Just lessons all around. I got to say that usually I get the stories, but Marilyn pulled these stories out, and then when I saw the lawyer when I saw earlier, so we were always in alignment. So great job, Marilyn. Great positive news stories.
Thank you. I'm good at positive news. You guys created this segment for me because I'm so darn tootin' annoyingly positive all the time. So yay, thank you. I enjoyed bringing this to everyone, and I hope they enjoyed it. We're going to go ahead and segue out of positive news, and please stay with us. You'll hear soon what more is to come.
We hope that you enjoyed positive news and that the stories put a smile on your face. We here at Live Life in the Purple encourage you to be inspired to create your own positive news in the world. Positivity, it's a movement, baby.
We are so happy that you chose to be here with us today on Live Life in the Purple with M. Love. It's been a great first hour of Love Speaks and discussion, music and creative thoughts, but more is coming. This second hour will be just as fascinating, for our guest, Lady Ty the Great, will be our featured author for the segment Author Speaks. We've got news from the top of our game with our very own Only One Tippy, and of course, there will be more music, more laughter, and more positive energy for all. Are you fully tuned in to the movement? Make sure to like and follow IBNX Radio and Live Life in the Purple on iHeartRadio so you don't miss an episode. Let us know what you enjoyed and what you would like to see more of. We do this for you. We are your Team Purple on the IBNXradio.com network, because positivity, it's a movement, baby.
This is Robbie Williams, educator and social activist. You're listening to Live Life in the Purple on the IBNXradio.com network. Positivity. It's a movement, baby. Moving on with some notable events and achievements. Inventor Clatonia Dorticus received a patent for an improved machine for embossing photographs. Oklahoma's Woman of the Year, Lilia Foley Davis, was elected mayor of Taft, Oklahoma, becoming the first African-American woman elected mayor anywhere in the United States. The first black world heavyweight boxing champion, John Arthur Jack Johnson, did invent and receive a patent for an improvement on the previous design of the adjustable wrench. It has another name that I'm not going to go there. The same year, The Roots was adopted as a popular television miniseries. Its author, Alex Haley, won a special Pulitzer Prize. And let's see, Alice Walker, she becomes the first African-American woman to win the Pulitzer Prize for fiction. That was for her novel, The Color Purple. Going back, the first World War II Liberty ship ever named for a black woman, the SS Harriet Tubman, was launched by the United States Maritime Commission. Chicago native Harold Lee Washington, he became the first African-American elected mayor of Chicago, Illinois. And President Lyndon Johnson awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor to Milton Lee Olive III for his actions during a firefight in South Vietnam.
So, thank you, Catherine, for that great. You're doing so good. You're just knocking it out of the park. I know it's kind of hard, but you're really adapting. I appreciate you, Catherine. Just comes to play with us. She's just fun, and I appreciate her so much. Beautiful energy. That's what we do here. There's a couple of things I want to talk about. We'll hear more about it later, but because our show is only on Tuesdays right now, so if something happens that's further out in the week, I go ahead and take care of it on Tuesday. And, this is the week that in 2016 Prince died. And for me, a lot of ways, our music stopped. Music stopped. I thought that I could never get excited about music again because he was just such a beautiful light. And you guys will understand. Okay, get closer to the camera and look in my eyes. I'm not just a crazy fan, okay? I loved him. No, I just connected with that beautiful, odd energy, and I'm so happy I never met him, because they say if you ever meet somebody, you probably will be sorry you did, you know?
Right, they can't live up to it.
Yeah, right, because where they are in our head is not who they are, and if they are abrupt because they got something going on, and you're going to be hurt and stuff. So I'm glad I've got left alone with my fantasies about me and Prince. And I know he liked him of the lighter persuasion and Little Italian or whatever, and I'm that on the inside, somewhere deep. But, yeah, so we're going to talk more about him later on. But just be aware, music, for me, music stopped that day. And such a beautiful, beautiful person. But the thing that I got from Prince that I'll never, ever forget is individualism. No matter how odd he looked to anybody, he stayed true. He never followed trends, not even in dress or clothing, or even in his music. And he was a true individual, a true artist. And so whatever you get, whatever indication you get, whatever words that come to you are individual from whatever comes to you, whatever thoughts. You are supposed to act on that. And you're not supposed to look outside of you for confirmation. Yeah. You're supposed to act on that. And there's something key in that, and he did that. When everybody else was doing this, he did that. And everybody else was doing, rock, he did love songs. Mm-hmm. And around the world, he hit. So if there's anything you can get, if you don't like Prince, fine. Take the lesson of being true to who you are and walking in that. And if nothing else happens for you, you are true to yourself and you're having fun. And whether he sold or not, this man was music. And so we can take that and apply it wherever we need it in our lives. So I appreciate that. The second thing we're going to do right now is called Speak On It. And Catherine, you get to do this every time you come. Mm-hmm. But we're going to get our guests first. Speak On It is where the guests have to trust me. They reach into this little black bag, little slips of paper, take it out and read it and give us their pure opinion on what's on the paper. So, Lady Ty, you are our guest. Go for it. She's digging. She's digging for a good one. If you don't like it, you get stuck, which is not going to happen. You can pass it to Catherine. She's a pro. She'll knock it out the park.
Okay, so it says, speak on it. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person that walked in. That's what the storm is all about. So I'm supposed to speak on it.
So read that again for me because I didn't get it.
Sure. When you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person that walked in. That's what the storm is all about.
Wow.
This is amazing. So I get to comment.
You get to comment.
I definitely agree. This is, I know it's kind of like I have a story that matches everything you say, but
Me too.
Yeah. Okay, good. So we're there. I actually drove through a tornado one time recently, last January, January 2017. And I was not the same person after. My faith was built, my courage stepped up, and what I heard during that time, when you talk about speak on it, what I heard was you can weather any storm. I don't know if you all are familiar with palm trees, but when the wind blows, the tree remains and it stands. And this is so amazing to have this, because I've weathered personally just so many storms, so many things that I thought that were supposed to wipe me out and take me out. And the only thing that happens is victory was at the end of it. Because I still stood, because I didn't quit, because I didn't give in. And there were times when I thought that it was over. I mean, so many different things I can speak about. But so this, when it says, when you come out of the storm, you won't be the same person. First of all, you came out. So you're victorious. You're a conqueror. You're an overcomer. That's amazing. And that's what the storm is all about, just to really show you who you are and what's on the inside of you. So that just really blessed me.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. There are so many things that I've personally gone up against. I thought this was going to break. This was it.
Yeah.
This was it. And you find out, you get to that point, as I call it, you get to a wall, and something says, get right up against it.
Still standing.
And it's a curtain. And you go through it.
Yeah.
What would have happened I would have, and on the other side of that is another me, a different, you know what I'm saying? So I get that, I feel that. You want to comment on that, Catherine, or you want to get your own?
I want my own.
You want your
my own.
Go for it.
Okay, speak on it. Sometimes it takes what it says is sometimes it takes a good to know where you really stand. What does that mean?
What? Let me see that.
I will take it.
That means that's your free space.
Yeah. All right, let's This is okay. This is one of my favorite authors. This is by Caroline Myss. She wrote a lot of different books. Anatomy of a Spirit's one of my favorite books. Okay, here's speak on it. Always go with the choice that scares you the most,
girl,
because that's the one that's going to help you grow.
Stop it.
Well, wow. Of course, the last one didn't make sense because
you were supposed to get that one.
Supposed to get this one,
and that has never happened before, right, Marilyn?
That's right.
That's divine timing.
That's just along the lines of the profundity of the show.
Yes, that's very profound.
What's your language?
Okay. I don't even know if I know what that word means.
I know.
Yeah,
just
it's profound. It's very profound. That's a good word. Yeah, this is awesome. We were talking about fear earlier in the first hour, and facing fears, and that that seems to be that your fear is like a ticket to the next step. You have to take it. You have to go through it. One of my favorite expressions is, there's no way out but through, which is not a fun thing to tell yourself, but it can make me buckle down and go through the storm, which is what you were just speaking of. It's just that fear and the unknown. And if you're, a journey of 1,000 steps, you can only take the next step. But pushing through the fear, which is what this quote is about, knowing that growth, that is the ticket to growth.
And that goes right back to Lady Ty's button that Marilyn made for her faith. Mm-hmm. You just got to know. I had this crazy dream one night, maybe because I was thinking about Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. But anyway, the video of Billie Jean when he stepped, the street lit up.
Yes.
And I had this dream that I was walking in complete darkness, and I could not see the ground. And all I know is I was supposed to walk, because you have to move eventually. And so I put myself in this feeling that I don't know what's going to happen when I put my foot down, but I know there's going to be solid earth. Mm-hmm. And I walked like that in complete darkness. Now, if you know me, that's weird, because number one, I'm afraid of the dark. Number two, I'm one of those people that can be overly cautious sometimes. So to move in the darkness is not me. Mm-hmm. And it felt like it was trying to let me know that you're going to be in this space, and there's a trust.
Yes. Well, in that the faith,
fear
and faith, there's a,
is that a word?
Connection there.
You connected with that.
Yeah, I love that. Go ahead. Yes.
Well, I don't know if I can live up to your excitement about the concept. I want you to speak, but I'll just finish the sentence. I just think fear and faith they're like twins. You have to. Faith is the bridge over the gulf of fear, and you have to be constructing the bridge almost as you're crossing it. You can't. No one else built it for you.
Yeah.
It's a under construction gulf below, but you have to keep just putting the next board or the next wire or whatever across that gulf of fear.
Wow, building as you go.
Yeah, and it's sort of like what you said, stepping out in darkness, and you really don't know if that next step of that bridge is going to hold, right?
Right. But you're told by the voice in your head, or the one that is deeper, to keep moving.
Right, the soul voice.
Yeah, and you're like, what? And you don't disobey that one, because when you do, it hurts. Something happens. Mm-hmm. You're right? There's consequences for that. We end up somewhere we go, I should have listened. So this time you decide to take a leap of faith and move forward. And gosh, does not it work out. Things start feeling better. And that's me. I'm a feeling person. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Are you very cerebral, or are you more close to your feelings?
I live in my feelings. I have a part of me that can be very cerebral, and it's a bit of an escapism, because my feelings is where my fear is, and I need to feel them. Like numbing, I think a lot of energy goes into numbing feelings, and that is not healthy. That's sort of where you get stuck. But that's part of that feeling, the fear. And being in my head is often a lot of chatter. I have to be conscious about being in my heart and being in the real feelings of the moment.
Wow. That's deep. I know that feeling. I know that headspace. That's why we probably get along. I thank you guys for participating and speak on it and trusting me. And I hope we got something out of it. I hope that our viewers and listeners got something out of it. I love it because it shows us that we could think on our feet, and we're just all so brilliant. We're all helping each other. We're feeding each other, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, this is.
And I'm not starving because you're feeding me, and I'm feeding. It's beautiful.
Great.
We're going to continue on. We got so much more for you. This beautiful light you've been hearing. You've had several opportunities to hear from her and hear how she thinks, and so you already know what you're in for. We're going to get into her interview with Author Speaks. let's listen to an artist that I discovered, Portia LeRae. You've probably seen her on one of these Voice or something like that. She does a beautiful rendition of one of Prince's songs. So How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore, Portia LeRae, on Live Life in the Purple on the IBNXradio.com network.
Hi, this is Obi Rico, and you're listening to M Love and Live Life in the Purple. Positivity is a movement, baby.
Hi, I'm LaPortia Renee, and this song I'm about to sing is my tribute to Prince, the late Prince, the great Prince. It's called How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore. This is one mic, one take.
sometime, Papa. Why on earth can't you just pick up the phone? You know I don't like to be alone. How come you don't call me? How come you don't call me? How come you don't call me anymore?
Hi, I'm Rebel Queen.
Not deliberate. We are the hosts of Dynamics of Dialogue.
Our show inspires critical thought and great dialogue.
We discuss a variety of topics from science to activism.
We're here to tickle your intellect and tackle some social justice issues along the way.
So we've got fantastic guests. We're going to have some really cool indie music as well. Tune in every Sunday from 1 to 3
on IBNXRadioNetwork.com.
What's up, world? It's your girl, M Love, host of Live Life in the Purple, this fabulous energy that comes to you every Tuesday from 2 to 4 on the IBNXRadio.com network. Let me tell you who's in the room. To my left.
Hi, this is Marilyn Pierce, and I am the host of the segment Authors Speak, where we learn about authors and their journeys to entrepreneurism. And to my left, I have...
Hey, hello? Is this on? What's up, man? This your boy, Only One Tippy, associate producer with Live Life in the Purple, every Tuesday from 2 to 4.
And we do this every week because
positivity is a movement, baby.
Come with us. Are you ready? Creativity is waiting to play with you. This is Author Speaks with Marilyn Pierce. Is it one of your dreams to write a book? When faced with that blank piece of paper, how do authors create? Author Speaks, where we interview authors to hear their stories. Is there a book in you? Welcome to the creative process. Author Speaks. Yes, welcome to the creative process. We are so glad that you stuck it out because this is a really great part of Live Life in the Purple today. Yay. So my name is Marilyn Pierce, and I am the host of this segment, Author Speaks, and I am so grateful today to have as my guest, as our guest, the Lady Ty the Great. So welcome again and again and again. We're so glad you're here. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to give a formal introduction because you are a bit magnanimous. Let me give everyone a little bit of a better idea of who you are and what you do. You list yourself as Lady Ty the Great, a truth consultant who leads others to greatness. So you were born in Queens, New York, and groomed in the hip-hop culture. An entrepreneur by the age of 16. You worked in music, radio at WBLS 107.5, as well as film industry and promotions and productions. You were married by the age of 18, which ended violently 14 years later, but now that leads you to be an advocate for domestic violence, mental illness, and suicide awareness. And over the years, you have developed a true heart for those who are forgotten, rejected, and broken. You've penned and self-published your first book, Daddy Issues, which is why you're here. Yay, thank you for doing that. And you released it last August. You're working on 3 more books, and you can also be found event planning, painting, designing, baking, acting. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being a part of our team here today. And just how do you feel? What's going on with you right now? Are you glad you're here?
I am so super excited that I'm here. This is absolutely amazing. You all are wonderful. The show is, I feel at home. I really feel like I'm in the living room. So this is amazing opportunity, and I'm grateful and honored to be here.
Thank you. That's the best compliment we could ever receive. We really want people to feel comfortable and happy. And as I was talking to you a little bit before the show, what we want to know about, we do want to know about your book, and we know about, you have an event coming up, and you also have a website, and you have social media, and you have a radio show. But what we want to start with is you, because we are here to learn about your journey to be an author, what you came up against, and how you got over it, and what got you to the end point of actually having a book in hand. A book in hand. Yes. The name of the book is Daddy Issues. Identity is revealed when you get healed. And so let's start then with what made you decide to write a book, and when was that? How long ago was that?
Okay, I actually first I didn't decide to write a actual book. I planned on having a cookbook, and that was in 2010. And then I heard the voice of God, and he said, no, you're going to write my book. And I thought that was very strange because why is God talking to me about writing a book when he has a Bible? And
That's a good point.
Yeah. So, and who was I to write his book? I didn't feel worthy to write his book. But fast forward, there was so much in me, so many ideas. I was going to write a book. I had changed my lifestyle tremendously, and I went to write a book called Holy Who Yes You. You can live a life of holiness, to tell people that, because I didn't think that that lifestyle was real, because I saw so many people corrupted. So I wanted to share with people the truth, because I had been actually living that type of lifestyle. I was excited to write that book. Then I had a little bit of money. I invested the rest of my money that was supposed to be for a bill. I used faith, and I invested it in a webinar that was coming up with an author, Sophia Robin, and she had a webinar that taught you how to write a book within 10 days, and I signed up for that, and it was amazing speaking to her. She said, don't spend your money, you know, your bill money on stuff like this, but I had to, because this would now pay my bills. And
So let me get this straight. Okay.
Yes.
You started out with a cookbook, got a word from God who said, no, you're going to write my book, and then you fluttered around with what was going to go on, took your bill money, invested it in faith in a webinar, and ended up writing a book that you had no idea you were going to write.
Absolutely.
All right.
You've
That's
got
a
this
journey for
story
you.
down pat.
In 10 days?
I did actually, yeah, within that time frame. Yep.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That
Obedience.
is
She's
amazing.
obedient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That does take obedience. How does it feel to be obedient? What does that take from within?
You know, it really actually, at first it felt like suffering, because it's like you once you settle in with the fact, being obedient, that you're in alignment with God, so you receive the blessings. Like you can't get hurt in obedience. Me doing it my way, I always got hurt, always had to restart, always had to do it again. I always thought, why am I being punished? So it feels great to know that if something is happening, it's only happening to adjust my character, to grow me, to help me, because hey, I'm kind of doing the things as right as I know, and I'm in line with the person who has the plan.
And I hear you, and that's ideal. I appreciate that. But what about when obedience and faith don't look like what you expected them to look like, and things are getting a little stressful? How do you maintain? Because that's really what writing a book and all of these journeys are about, is maintaining. How do you stay on track?
Okay, so how you stay on track is you don't forget why you started. You remember why you started, you remember why you do it, and you have to write. I mean, for me, I had to write down, like, you know, sometimes you're really excited and you're really hype about something. So it's that hype moment. Like, it's not going to be summer always. It's not going to be spring always. That may be your favorite, you know, season. But when winter comes, what have you stored up? So what am I saying? I'm saying, what have you written down? What are you reading? What are you rehearsing? What are you playing back? So you have to go back to the reason and the why and the purpose. Otherwise, you'll get drained, you'll get weary, and you have to have words, and you have to have somebody there. But you have to remind yourself that, okay, I can't get weary and well doing. Whatever I'm sowing, I'm going to reap. So I put this in. This thing has got to work. I can't stop. So you have to not quit. That's the only way you lose, if you quit.
I love that. I love that because it makes sense to how to continue. So what practically are you doing to remember why you started? Is it sticky notes? Is it videos or books? How do you do it?
That's neat. So what am I doing? I'm actually encouraging other people in the midst of me being discouraged.
Teaching in order to learn, sort of?
Yes. So I continue to go. I don't stop. So what am I doing? I'm still moving. I won't get still. I won't stop. So when I say that, and then sticky notes, yes. So I have, like you see, I have a Wonder Woman book here.
Yes,
which has notes in here, and it reminds me. It just, this book is to shine light in every dark area. So when I get a dark area, a dark moment, I go back to, okay, listen, we started for this. There's somebody that needs to hear. Somebody, even if you feel discouraged today, somebody needs to know, hey, how you guys doing? I'm praying for you. Someone else needs to know. You have to keep going. You don't stop and you don't quit. So sticky notes, yes. And I do daily devotional. So for me, daily devotional, I do listen to songs that encourage me, that keep me going. So when I'm not able to speak to myself, I allow music to minister to me. So I have like my top 5, so from music to devotional and to the Word of God, and then also, friends. But it's so important to spend that time locked in with greatness. And I call that great. My greatness is my great God.
Thank you. So I hear that you are doing the work, which I hear you're doing daily devotionals, you're listening to music, you're listening to things that inspire you. You write yourself notes. You also surround yourself with friends who will continue to keep you on track and inspire you, encourage you. The reason why I'm harping on this is because I think that myself, especially, people have a hard time doing the right thing and staying on track when they're in a dark place.
Yes.
When it gets just so discouraging, possibly hormonal, maybe a touch of depression, I don't know, just discouragement, maybe a friend isn't present, things just happen. How does it, I have a hard time sometimes staying on track during the times that are really down. And the way I do it is I try not to get really far down, and I continue to do the things similar to yours that keep me on track. But when one falls off and it gets dark, where do you get the strength to pull through, get back up to where you need to do to maintain?
Okay, so for what you said was really amazing. You said you try not to get too far down, and that's important. When you notice something, this is a term, nip it in the bud, kind of catch it, kind of close that door. Don't allow any space to come in, because before you know it, it'll be like an avalanche. It'll be one negative thought after another. And so there's a something that I pull tight to is I take captive every thought that tries to exalt itself higher than what I believe. My God, Jesus, it's just like, no, you can't, like, anything that's not in the lane that I'm going and what I plan, it's just like focusing. So everything we're talking about, if we were playing bullseye and if we were going to shoot something, we would focus in. So we can't focus if we're all over the place. So we'll never hit the target. We'll never be able, you'll go down, you'll move out of the light, you'll go into darkness if you don't focus on the light. So the minute you feel yourself drifting, drift back. That's why it's important to renew your mind daily. It's important to have devotional. It's important to have music. It's important to have what it takes for you to get back to your place of balance. You have to be balanced.
Yes, I totally agree. That is profound and beautiful. Thank you for explaining it, because the journey that you're on and the things that you have accomplished thus far are pretty remarkable. So that's a tribute to the fact that you must be doing all of these things, because it is so hard to stay on track. That's why I'm trying to encourage myself and others with what it takes. And I also hear you saying focus. I think that's the main goal, is to be aware, focus on when we're not where we're supposed to be. When the light goes down dimmer, or you just don't feel that happy, good feeling anymore. To be aware of it is really important, because that's when you have to nip it. And so thank you for sharing how you personally do it. I appreciate the techniques of the successful. Awesome. So let's bring us forward. What else do you do to bring all this beauty and light to the world? I know you've written a book. You also have a radio show, don't you?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Okay, I'm on Resilient Christian Radio. It's rcrnetwork.com. And the name of the show is Pure Truth Sessions with Lady Ty. And it's absolutely amazing. I'm on there and I'm just kind of spitting out and sharing pure truth. So I just talk about the man in the mirror. I just kind of talk about me, which means I'm talking about you. I kind of discuss with others how we can be great, how we can be better. But I do that in a way where we, I reveal and, transparent and just share things that maybe I could have done better. But we pick up kind of where the great one left off. Like, he passed the baton and told us to do things nice, to forgive our enemies, to forgive debts and do different things. So I kind of focus in on the things that people don't want to talk about, which really adjusts and changes our character. And it kind of makes us say, hey, I could have did better in that area. So that's what Pure Truth Session is about, getting to the truth, how you can be better than you were yesterday. And that's what excellence is. And a lot of times people want to make an excuse and give a reason of why they did that and justify it. But I'm coming with real justice. Like, let's be real with us.
So which came first, the radio show or the book?
The book.
The book, which I wanted to make a point. I wasn't sure. I was hoping that you'd say the book, because when one writes a book, it's kind of puts you on a different platform. Suddenly you are an author. When you present yourself to others as an author, do you think that people look at you differently?
I do, and I think it's amazing when somebody says, I read your book. Even I still look at my book even now, and I'm like, it's a book, and it's done, and it's complete.
You can hold it in your hand and flip the pages.
Yeah, and like my name is there, and it's me. So to actually have completed something, you know, you feel so accomplished when all of the challenges that I had to face to actually do it.
What was the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge was explaining to my family everything that was in the book before it came out.
There are some revealing things in the book about your childhood and some things that you went through. I don't want to give it up, but generally speaking, you were very transparent. Yeah. And as a result of that, you were able to touch people in a different way than just a story or a talk. You really put it out there. Let me just say that what I really appreciated about this book in particular was not only did you write the difficult parts, which you had to explain to your family, which I'm sure was very hard, but you interjected healing prayers in between,
yes,
which I found to be very beautiful. Were you led to do that? Was that your idea? Was that some sort of divine intervention? How did that come about? Because it was beautiful.
Okay, awesome. So for I was being healed while I wrote. This was not the book that I wanted to write still. I wanted to write.
That's why you have 3 more in the queue, right?
Yes, so this was not the book, and I was being healed. So in the process of me being healed, because I was getting out things and I had to add in things. So in the process of me being healed, it would be no reason for me to really, Marilyn, tell you my business. I mean, why?
Right. What's the point? Wow. Now we're all down together.
Yeah. Why would I tell you all of those things that happened to me personally? But I went through so others can be healed. I went through so others can know you can overcome. So how did I overcome? So yes, it was divine, because it was like something else has to happen. You can't be like, wow, what happened to this 8-year-old girl? So I had to put the prayer in, and then I had to explain why we prayed, because no one was there to explain to me. So it's okay. I'm not mad and I'm not blaming anyone, but now I'm that person that can be there to explain to that person that was molested, to that person that was abused. Like, listen, you don't have to harbor it and hold it. It's actually okay, because so I was led to do that so healing can really come forth, because I took you all the way in, not just in my life. And I'm sure if you read it, when you open doors of childhood, not only were my doors revealed, but your doors begin to open too. You begin to remember where you were. So what the book actually does is it opens up a space inside of you, in your memory, in your heart, in your feelings. And now you're open, but you're also open for healing. And that's what happens with the prayer.
It's beautiful. Thank you for doing that. I want to just tidy up this little thing and ask, what happened when you told your family?
That's fine.
Because a lot of people deal with this. A lot of people want to write authentically, but yet have that barrier. I mean, I'm almost 60, and I probably don't want my parents to know what the heck I need to write about either. So,
right.
What happened?
So it was amazing. It was during a time where my mom was in town, because my family's up north. So she was in town, and actually it was not what I thought. I didn't know when or how I was going to do it, but the clock struck 3:33, which is amazing. And then I just heard God said now, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on,
in the middle of the mac and cheese,
And so it was just amazing. And so what happened was I just shared. And when I just shared. And when I shared with her, she was like, wow, that explains a lot. So it was nothing that I feared. Like we were talking about fear earlier. It was nothing that I feared. It was actually when you kind of take a big swallow. And there was a level of freedom that was just released. It was just such a peace. It was like I can breathe. I held on to secrets for over 30 years.
It's amazing, because that will physically hurt you eventually.
Yeah.
That will create illness, and so you are healed. Physically, mentally, so emotionally, and spiritually. That's
and I had to, forgive. I thought that I had forgiven my father which was the case while I was writing. So the issues were being resolved, and I'm like, man, I was fine. You know, I don't want to write about that. But every time I found myself in a ooh, that meant that was something that I needed to address. And so those issues, it was just amazing the level of healing that took place for me during writing that. So nothing, it's like the things that we fear are not even the things that happen. And it's so important just to be free, and the truth sets us free. So if you can't tell the truth and you can't say the truth, something is wrong. You know, we're not supposed to be quiet and not say, you know, how cycles get broken is because we speak about them. Even though we don't want to address tough issues, we must, so things can be greater and we can continue on. So it's very important.
It is. Thank you. Thank you for taking whatever it took, courage, bravery, faith, whatever. You went out there and you did it.
Can I read the back of her book?
Yeah, of course you can. You can do anything you want. It's your show, M. Love.
You know, I can't do anything I want because sometimes I want to just go wee in this chair, and I don't want to get hung up in the
Okay,
so I can't.
you're right.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell us.
So this is Daddy Issues. Identity is revealed when you get healed. Daddy Issues is not just a book. It's a tool to overcome anger, unforgiveness, and bitterness, filled with the truth on love, the truth on how Tatiana blamed God on the outcome of her life, not feeling protected by God, starting with the broken relationship with her father up into her marriage, which ended violently on the news.
On the news.
Left broken and bitter, living with a hard heart toward God. Tatiana reveals how disappointment and rejection creep and begin to take over. Tatiana has a survival anointing. What was designed to kill her has now qualified her to break yokes. Wow. Tatiana's relationship with God was out of order, therefore every relationship in her life was. Questioning God, Tatiana got answers and was healed from a father fracture. Let this inspiring book be medicine to every wounded heart. May you discover the healing that is available starting with your relationship with God. May your relationship with God be refreshed, restored, and renewed. Daddy Issues.
And it's Titania, right?
Yeah, Titania, like you're stuttering. Yeah.
Titania. And this is available where?
This is available on Amazon.com or on my website, LadyTyTheGreat.com.
No,
yes. It's a beautiful website, actually. I learned a lot about you on it.
Yeah.
Tell us one more time about your radio show, and then let us know your social media and the event that's coming up in May where you're going to New York.
Awesome. Sure. Yes, my radio show is every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's on rcrnetwork.com, and that's the radio show. Every Wednesday is Pure Truth Sessions with Lady Ty. And also my social media contacts are Lady Ty or Lady Ty the Great, and that's spelled Ladyty. Okay, and also I have a YouTube channel, Lady Ty the Great, and that's awesome because that leads up into the event that we're doing in May. And the event that I'm doing in May is called Operation Greater. And my YouTube channel is inspired by Operation Greater, which is a series of teachings that I teach for free, and I just share and pour out to everybody how I actually did my book. I designed the cover on my own. I went to create a space. Okay, can I say this? I used my book. I made my book and created it with absolutely nothing. Everyone tells you it takes money to make money and you need this and you need that. But I was given the tools, the strategies, and the wisdom on how to do it. I created my website on my own. I'm not computer savvy.
Wow.
So, and all of those tools and information, if you go to the YouTube channel, I did 7 days worth of teaching where we spent 1 hour locked in with greatness, and it shows you and actually teaches you how to do everything that I've done. So you can do double. You can do more than me. I've gave everything up on the YouTube channel. So those are the ways you can reach me on my website, LadyTyTheGreat.com, LadyTy.com, thegreat.com. And also May the 5th, I'll be in New York physically pouring out everything that I know. So I'll be doing a live Operation Greater, and this event is free. God wants his people to know that he loves them. So what he gave me free, I want to give it back to everybody. So I'm going back to my hometown and I'm sharing with them, and I've been blessed with a place to do it. So it'll be in Garden City, New York on May the 5th. I know it's Cinco de Mayo, so before your margaritas, just come on.
That's right. Bring your margaritas. No,
from 4 to 7. And I mean, hey, you know, from 4 4 to 7. And that's what Operation Greater is, from personal to business to a little bit of everything I'm going to be touching on, because a lot of times we want to do things in business and we can't because we're personally jacked up. So in order for us to go forward, we have to let go of what's behind us.
Got to fix the whole package.
Yes.
Or we can't move forward. Well, Lady Ty, it's been such a pleasure and a blessing to have you on today. Thank you for being our guest on Author Speaks. We have Only One Tippy coming up. He's in the house. So we're going to wrap up Author Speaks and go to Only One Tippy. And we are here on IBNX. Live Life in the Purple.
Life comes at us fast. One thing that gives us comfort is knowing that someone is there when you need them. Well, at Pleasant Hills Insurance, that's our promise to our clients. Call 770-910-7460 today or visit our website at pleasanthillsinsurance.com for your free, no obligations quote on retirement and life insurance. Many of the large agencies have turned their back on the retired workforce. At Pleasant Hills Insurance, if others can't qualify you, very often we can. Pleasant Hills Insurance proudly provides options for preconditions. So call 770-910-7460 or visit pleasanthillsinsurance.com today for your free, no obligations quote on retirement and life insurance. Pleasant Hills Insurance, we're here when you need us.
Hi, this is Aaliyah. I listen to Live Life in the Purple with M Love and Team Purple on IBNX Radio Network. Positivity, it's a movement, baby.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you urgent news. This just in.
That's my pleasure.
Hey, sit down. Man, I'm on house arrest. I don't even supposed to be over here. Hey, what time is it?
I want you to put your hands together and welcome him to the stage. Big round of applause for Jackson Heights' own Only One Tippy.
That boy is good.
Mm-hmm. Good and terrible.
When can I start?
Immediately.
And you know this, man?
Yes, we are back for another episode of Only One Speaks. I am ashy today, but I am here. I really am ashy, though. Now, we're going to start off. I really am. We're going to start. I'm not trying to hide my hands, but we're going to start this segment off, and I just want to say I believe this is the year of the woman. There's so many women that's been doing incredible things this year. It's unbelievable. We're going to start off with none other than the queen, Beyonce. She became the first black woman to headline Coachella Valley Music. Yes, Coachella, one of the biggest shows known to man. Beyonce finally headlined, which I believe it was long overdue, but everything happened at the time. Beyonce closed out the night with 2-hour sets. A 2-hour set bringing out her husband Jay-Z and also bringing out, yes, Destiny's Child. They took it back, yeah. And she also had an HBCU the whole time she was performing, which is also unheard of on that type of platform. It's incredible. Beyonce is one of the only working pop stars who does not concern herself with trends nor the work of her peers. She go in, she do her, she execute, make it happen. Now, in other news, I do want to put this in here because, like I said, it is the year of the woman. Let me tell it. Salute to Cardi B. Salute to Cardi B. She recently also made history, set records, and her first week sales were 255,000 the first week. She also hit #1 on Billboard 200. And she recently just broke another record, which she broke Apple Music streaming record. She got 100 million streams in 1 week, beating out Taylor Swift, and her album went gold the first day it came out, which is also unheard of. And in other news from the top of the game, salute to my brother, Atlanta producer, Jeremy Reed, yes, Stevenson High School alumni, aka Chevy Music. He recently linked up with Nicki Minaj to produce and record 2 new records called Chung Lee and Barbie Teens. These records actually went #1 the same day, I believe within 6 hours, all around the world, on Apple, #1 and #2 on the streaming sites. And Jay Reed recently did a XXL spread, so y'all go check that out. So again, Jay Reed, Nicki Minaj just made history. And hold up, we ain't done yet. You know we had to represent for the fellas. Salute to Kendrick Lamar. He recently made his mark with the Black Panther album, which he is one of the first rappers from Compton to win the, how do you pronounce this? Pulitzer?
Oh, the Pulitzer, yeah, that was the Pulitzer Prize.
Pulitzer, okay, I never heard of that award, but that's a very prominent award from what I'm getting from the team right now. And he recently won that, and he also beat out Album of the Year, Bruno Mars, 24K Magic. The winner receives $15,000 prize, even though they don't need the prize money. It's significant because he changed the rap community and growing an acceptance of the rap community alongside LL Cool J, who became the first hip-hop artist to be acknowledged by the Kennedy Center Honors, and Jay-Z being the first rapper inducted to the Songwriter Hall of Fame. So again, us as black people, us as musicians, we're continuing to set the bar high. Beyonce, we thank you. Cardi B, we thank you. Nicki Minaj, we thank you. Kendrick, Jay-Z, we thank you. Continue to set the bar high. Continue to make allow others to dream big and go for their dream. This is Only One Speaks. Thank y'all. I'm gonna go put some lotion on now.
Hello, my Purple Nation. Live Life in the Purple is pleased to announce its new sponsor. We are now supported by Purple Door Creations. Purple Door Creations is an incubator for creatives. 5 brands under one roof. Purple Door Creations, making the world beautiful, one dream at a time. Today is a good day to believe in yourself.